Hello, good morning. For those of you joining, welcome to day 3 of Instant Pot Week. The first day we covered Instant Pot 101. Yesterday, Michelle and I covered chicken and bone broth. And today we're talking potatoes and a low carb alternative. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna drop some links. Just give me 1 second here. I'll give everybody a minute to kind of join in, say hello. Hope that you're having a great day today. The sun is shining here in North Carolina, so that makes me very happy. All right. You guys were a very awesome audience yesterday. You had lots of questions. I hope that we did a good job of answering them. You can go back and watch any of these videos at any time. You can also sign up for Instant Pot Week so that you can get email notes about all the important things that we covered for the day. You can see it says, be sure to sign up for all the news, extras, and giveaways. You want to watch till the end to hear more about that. And that's up in the post description there. It should update here in just a quick second. Let me make sure that that worked. Okay. Let's see here. I think that it looks good. I'm just gonna make sure that the link's dropped and we're gonna get started. It's a rather quick demonstration today, but don't feel free that if you're watching live, ask questions. I'll try to answer them live. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Michelle. If you're watching this later, you can still ask questions right in the thread. No problem at all. I will come back and try to answer them as quickly as I can. Know that I have a family, and so sometimes it might take me a little bit, but I definitely want to respond to every question that we have. Okay, so let's get started. Today, I am talking about potatoes, sweet potatoes and russet potatoes. Michelle from Thriving on Paleo will be talking about cauliflower mash, which is a perfect low-carb alternative, and she'll be doing that at noon today on her page. I'll be sharing it here on my page as well so that you guys can, if you forget the name of her page, it will be here for you to quickly reference and be able to see her on her page. Let's get started. Okay. Baked potatoes are probably one of my most favorite things to make in the Instant Pot because they are quick, they are easy, they are gluten-free, they are healthy. My family loves them. They're so incredibly versatile. But baked potato in the oven takes a long time for the oven to heat up, for you to cook it properly. You're looking at an hour. To make a baked potato in the microwave, raise your hand if you've done that before. I've done it. We've all done it. No matter what you do, they just don't turn out the way that a good oven-baked potato does. It's a great quick substitute, but frankly, it's not a baked potato that I get excited to eat. Well, the Instant Pot, I do get excited to eat the baked potatoes. So I'm just gonna show you quickly what you do. You're gonna start off with russet potatoes. These are about the average size potato, so you can see it fits perfectly in my hand. I would say it's like 4 or 5 inches long, 1.5 inches to 2 inches diameter. So that's the size of a normal potato that I'm talking. And that's the size that you're gonna find in your local grocery store in the bulk bin and in like a 10-pound bag. If you buy your potatoes at Costco, you're gonna get a potato that looks more like a sweet potato or larger. And I'll go over the timing for that as well, because that's gonna change the time. So you open up your Instant Pot, you have your inner lid in. Remember, you always wanna make sure that you put your inner pot back in your Instant Pot so you never accidentally put something in there without the inner pot. So you have your inner pot, and then you have your little rack. A couple of people said their Instant Pot did not come with racks, And I've had some questions on that on this baked potato post as well. You can order this on Amazon. You can also use like any little metal rack that's heat safe that'll just raise your food up from the bottom of your inner pot, because you need, how much water have I said the last few days? You need at least 1 cup of water for pressure to achieve properly in the Instant Pot. 1 cup, not a half a cup, 1 cup if you want perfection. And then you're gonna lay your potatoes on top of this rack. And with the 1 cup of water, the potatoes will not be sitting in the water. You don't want to cook your potatoes in water. They would definitely just not achieve the texture. They would fall apart. Their skin would be soggy and nasty and no. So you definitely want to essentially steam these potatoes in the Instant Pot. So then you're gonna put your potatoes in. And now, this is a really, really important tip. I have a lot of people ask, I just want to make 1 potato. Okay, you can, but my timing is not going to be the same. You need at least 4 potatoes in a 6-quart Instant Pot and an 8-quart for the pressure to be achieved properly. I have tried this with 1 potato now. I've tried this with 2 potatoes. I've tried it even with 3. And the cooking time actually increased until I reached 4 potatoes. 4 potatoes is the magic number. Anywhere from 4 to 8 is a perfect amount. Hey buddy, thanks for joining. You can do 10 as well in your 6-quart. 8-quart will easily fit 10 of the regular size russet potatoes. And you want to make sure, again, not to fill it over the max line. But your potatoes then, you need 4. So I know that sounds crazy. I know you think, well, I only want 2. Make all 4, make at least 4. And then what do you do with the extra? You can cut it up once it's cooked, dice it for a hash, save them for later meals. You can peel off the skin and make mashed potatoes. That's how I prefer to make my mashed potatoes, is I really don't like boiling my potatoes. To make mashed potatoes, I really like to roast them so that all the potato flavor is concentrated. So this is a great way to start. Okay, so you put your potatoes in. Remember, 4 is the magic number, but you can do up to 10. And then you're gonna put your lid on. And I love the tip that Michelle shared to line up the arrow. If my Instant Pot lid has an arrow and the base has an arrow. So you can line those up and push down and seal. Now, what is the magic time for a baked potato? 12 minutes on high pressure. And I have a funny story that some of you have heard, but my mom, for weeks, was like, your baked potato recipe's not working, Kristen. Your baked potato recipe's not working. And so I was like, Mom, did you use at least 4 potatoes? Yes. What size potatoes were they? We went over that. We went over, did she have a cup of water? And she did. But what she was doing is, the magic number for baked potatoes is 12 minutes. 12 minutes, she knew, was the same as rice. If you hit the rice function, it says 12 and it's high pressure, but it is at a different pressure. It does not cook the way that for whatever reason, it's the one button that's set a little differently. So, like I have said, the first 2 days, never use the preset buttons unless you're making yogurt or something like that. You want to hit your manual button. So this is across the board for any Instant Pot. And you want to move it up to 12 minutes on high pressure. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. This is a great one to set the timer so that you can have baked potatoes waiting for you when you get home, and your potatoes are going to be perfectly safe. Another important tip that I forgot to mention is you must prick your potatoes. I have done it without pricking my potatoes, and boom, they explode. Not like you know, a massive rocket explosion inside a mess, but like the skin falls apart and then water and the moisture from the pressure that's been built up seeps into the potato and you have a soggy inside of your potato. So make sure you prick it, I would say 4 to 6 times. Put your potatoes in anywhere from 4 to 8. The magic number for a standard potato is 12 minutes. If you have a smaller potato like this, you can see this one's like 3.5, 4 inches. I would start with 10 minutes. If you have a large potato, like a Costco-sized potato, you're gonna need 20 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes to come up to pressure. I timed it this morning. It was 5 minutes and 30 seconds for my Instant Pot to come to pressure with 4 potatoes. And then you're gonna let it naturally release for about 10 minutes. By that time, the pressure should come down since there's only 1 cup of liquid, but if it doesn't, kitchen towel, knock it to natural release, and then you're gonna open your Instant Pot. You can remove your rack carefully with pot holders or they have little silicone holders for Instant Pot. I don't have them, they're a great little thing. I just use pot holders that I have deemed for the Instant Pot so they can get a little wet. You'd never want to use a wet pot holder than to get something from your oven or your stove because it's not going to protect your hand. Just a little tip that I found out the hard way. So what's a baked potato look like? Excuse me, once it's done cooking. These have been cooked. So they look just like this. They're not falling apart. So you can dice them up or you can slice them and open them up like that, you see. And then look, this is the same batch of potatoes. I've mashed that up and it's perfect, fluffy, nice and tender. It tastes just like an oven baked potato. But what if you want crispy skin? I mean, because crispy, salty skin on a baked potato, I mean, isn't that like the best part of a restaurant baked potato? So all you're gonna do is once your potatoes are cooked, here's another one that's cooked. You're gonna take a little pastry brush or just drizzle it with olive oil, melted butter, melted coconut oil, sprinkle it with some kosher salt, put it in your oven under broil for 3 to 5 minutes and let that skin crisp up, turn it and do another 2 minutes to let the other side crisp up. And again, you're gonna wanna keep an eye on that because every oven's different, so every broil temperature is a little bit different. So that's russet potatoes. And I love them. That, again, is one of the reasons I love the Instant Pot. Well, there's so many reasons, but that's a big one. Sweet potatoes. I have seen a lot of sweet potato recipes out there, and I have tried a lot of different methods. And potatoes and sweet potatoes are not created equally. For whatever reason, when I bake a sweet potato in the oven, I can get it perfectly done in 45 minutes. And a russet potato, I take about an hour to slow roast it. So I would think that, oh, the Instant Pot, it's gonna be a little bit quicker with a sweet potato. Nope, 12 minutes does not work. On a large sweet potato like this, the magic number is 22 minutes for me. And I have tested this over and over and over and over and over again. Instant Pot cooking time guideline says 18 minutes or 17 minutes. And I've seen some people say 15 minutes. So I've tried all of those. And so Ashley, yes. So anytime you're cooking potatoes, you're going to use your rack. Any rack, you can use the egg, like some of you have the egg steaming rack, you can set that in there. Put 1 cup of water, you always need 1 cup of water, and then you're gonna set your potatoes on top. You need at least 4 potatoes for the pressure to achieve the way that you want it to achieve. And now we're talking sweet potatoes. For russet potatoes, the magic number is 12 for an average size potato. For sweet potatoes, you're gonna do the same thing. Clean your potatoes, prick them, put them in on your rack. Now, for sweet potatoes, you can get away with only cooking 2 because they're so much larger. I always do at least 3 good sized potatoes. You put your lid on, and then you're gonna set the manual time for 22 minutes. 22 minutes and then 10 minutes natural release. For larger sweet potatoes, it takes about 10 minutes to get to pressure, 22 minutes to cook, and 10 minutes to release. So that's 42 minutes. Now I told you that I can get an oven roasted potato at 400 degrees in 45 minutes. So it's not that much quicker, but I'm not waiting for, that's not my oven heating up. That didn't include my time for my oven to heat up. So it is quicker. And the texture is insanely better. I mean, insane. I want to show you what this sweet potato looks like. I like my sweet potatoes super, super soft, just like you get at the restaurant. If you want a potato that you can, sweet potato that you could cube up and use in a hash, then you are going to want to only cook it for 16, 17 minutes. But look at that, guys. I'm going to show you. Here's one that's cooked. You can see it looks perfectly together, but it's nice and soft. And this is cold. This has been in my fridge for a while. I cut it open. You can pop it open, and it looks just like a normal potato. But then when you start, again, this is cold. So when it's warmer, it just like falls apart. But you can mash this perfectly. And it is great to use in like sweet potato casserole. You could scoop it out. You could use it in like a sweet potato soup. You could use it, I love to use sweet potatoes and mix it up with some beans for a burrito and some taco seasoning. Or you could just tap it with butter and cinnamon and sugar and eat it that way. My favorite way is maple syrup, a little bit of maple syrup and some cinnamon and nutmeg and walnuts. And I have even like a Hasselback or sweet potato recipe. So if you wanted to do that, you would get your potato out, then you would just slice it in slits like this down. And I sliced it across the middle, so it's not a very good demonstration. You'd fan it out like that. And then you would drizzle over coconut oil, maple syrup, walnuts, cinnamon, nutmeg, and broil it in the oven until it's nice and crispy. And it's delicious. Yes, maple syrup, cinnamon, and walnuts, Michelle, it's such a good combination. Okay, a couple troubleshooting tips I want to give you quickly. If you open your your Instant Pot and your potatoes are not cooked, once you open it, take a fork and prick in it just to see, just like you would in the oven. Is it done? Is it not done? And if it doesn't feel like it's done to you, don't panic. Put your lid back on. Set your manual pressure to high for 2 minutes. Your pressure will be reached a lot quicker, like 2 to 3 minutes. It will come back up to pressure, your Instant Pot, and then you can check it again. You only need to let it naturally release for 3 to 5 minutes and then check it. And sometimes it's just because your potato is like, you know, a little bit more thick, or the pressure in the air in your house is a little bit different, or your water wasn't quite 1 cup, or you didn't use 4 potatoes. I'm telling you, I cannot explain the science behind it. This one kind of baffles my mind, and I was a science and math major, but like the magic number is 4 potatoes. Every time I have tried this with 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, the pressure time, the cooking time increases significantly, and I never get that tender potato. So that's something to remember too. And yes, one time you may be able to achieve that, but if you use it over and over, you want a fail-proof recipe. And so I'm telling you, 4 potatoes, then if you don't have 4 people in your family, you have leftovers. This is great to dice up and fry with some eggs for breakfast in the morning. That's it. Yes, a little butter, salt, love sweet potatoes. I love salt and pepper too. Like, I love savory sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes plain. I could eat it cold right now, right in front of you guys, and I would be one happy girl. I have tons and tons of sweet potato recipes on my blog because I'm a sweet potato fanatic. And so are my kids, which is awesome. My husband, you can take him or leave him, but we can give him a good old russet potato. Okay. So the links for the potato, the sweet potato are there, and you definitely want to join in on Thriving on Paleo at noon on her Facebook page, Michelle's Facebook page, Thriving on Paleo, Facebook/Thriving on Paleo, for her cauliflower mash today. I'm telling you, low carb or not, it's delicious. She has a great recipe. It's going to be super easy, super tasty, and just a fun way to change up your side dish. And don't forget to enter for Instant Pot Week if you want. That is up at the top. And again, Michelle and I are hosting a giveaway for those of you who watch the videos to the end. Today, for the giveaway, if you go to thrivingonpaleo.com/giveaway, and your word you're going to enter is rice. And the reason we chose rice is because you do not want to hit your rice function to cook your potatoes. Even though it's preset at 12 minutes, you do not want to hit the rice function. So our word of the day is rice, and that will hopefully help you remember not to hit that function, not to find yourself in the same position that my mom found herself in and was like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And she has attested now that she has made the Instant Pot potatoes numerous times and hit the manual button for 12 minutes, and it's perfection every time. And she is one happy person again. So I hope you guys try these recipes. I hope you're super happy. I hope that you fall in love even more with your Instant Pot after you make the perfect baked potato. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow here at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to be talking about something that is going to baffle you. You can cook frozen meat in your Instant Pot, frozen ground meat. I thought it was disgusting. I thought, who in the world would do that? So I had to try it, and oh my word, it's going to change busy weeknights for you. All right, thank you. Thank you, Tiffany, for joining. I'm so glad you found it helpful. You guys have a great day. I'll see you later. Don't forget to tune in to Michelle at 12. Take care, guys. Bye.